Jai Hind everyone, welcome back to the Patriotic IAS. Let's start our IAS PCSwala daily current affairs. Under that we have 6 topics that we are going to take. We have the topic that is related to the enforcement director. So just we will know about the basics about the enforcement director. So it will be for the prelims specific. Then we will study that there has been the attack on the World Central Kitchen. This is the NGO. So we will study the risk associated with the NGO. So this will be part of GS paper 2, NGOs and other such sector, and it will for the mains. Then we will study the Gaza war need a smart exit study. Again, this is the updated version, and there is the what is the solution of the Gaza war that will be discussed here. It will be for the mains. Then we will study the a reform window on the GST trajectory. So we see that the recent collection that is very high into the GST, and what could be the futuristic step that should be taken by the central government, that will be discussed with respect to the mains specific. After that, we will study that the poll campaign into the India must reflect the climate issue. Here we see that there is the interlinkage between the GS paper 2, the polity section, as per the GS paper 3 section climate issue. So there is the interdisciplinary approach that is very much favorite to the UPSC mains questions. So we will study, we will see that how into the previous years UPSC has asked such question, and we will solve a mains question, we will write a mains question on this issue as well. Then we will study the people losing the control over the phone. So here we will see that the recent trend into the internet and the phone and the such electronic devices. So again, it will be for the mains. So this will be mains, this will be for the mains. So mostly these topics are for the mains. Okay, let's start with the front page. Okay. The front page first news is the ED can summon anyone for any information, that is observation of the Supreme Court. So it's increased the power of the Supreme Court. Here the discussion was going on with the summon to the floor of the district collector of Tamil Nadu. Here the debate was going on between the Justice Bela Trivedi and the Kapil Sibal that was representing the Tamil Nadu government. So here it was asked that why the collectors, they were summoned and they were ordered from the Supreme Court to appear on the 27th of the February, but they were not appearing. They didn't appear, and that's why the court asked that why you people didn't appear. The Kapil Sibal representing the Tamil Nadu and those law advocates representing the collector, they said that they didn't have the information that was being asked by the ED, and even these collectors, neither they are the witnesses nor they are the accused. So there was no need for the appearance. But the Bela Trivedi said that as per the section 52 and 53 of the PMLA, these collectors, not these collectors, but anyone who are asked for the who are served for the summon for appearing before the ED, they have to appear. So ED can summon anyone for any information. Here it is being said, okay, any person and for the any investigation or the proceeding. So this is the stand. This gives a lot of power to the ED. ED is already so much into the news. Here you can see that the basic information about the ED. ED has the power, mainly it's derived its power from the two of the legislation. First is the Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002 and the Foreign Exchange Management Act of the 1999. So please remember, two acts gives lot of power to the ED. The headquarters of the ED is in New Delhi. This is simple, okay, and it was established in the 1956, and it comes under the Department of Revenue under the Ministry of Finance. So please remember all this information. These are very important information. They were formed into the 1956. So please remember all these things. These are very important for the prelims. Okay. Next important news again on the front page. Again, it is from the Supreme Court. It asks Baba Ramdev and the Balakrishnan that why you continue with your false claim of your medicine have the permanent solution. So here the Supreme Court doesn't ask only these two people, but it has asked the center that why you didn't take the action despite they were doing such false claim and they were consistently doing the claim. So here the Supreme Court has asked that you can be you can be faced the perjury proceeding. So what is the perjury proceeding? Perjury is the a punishment for the if anyone speak lie or any lie into the court. So there is the perjury proceeding. So here they are facing the perjury proceeding. Okay. So here it was claimed when the Supreme Court judge asked that why you didn't file up the contempt and other proceeding affidavit. So here the lawyer of Baba Ramdev said that he was already, there was the affidavit that was ready, but he want to be personally come and apologize. So this is the thing, this is going on, that the Supreme Court is of the view that despite they were creating the false claim and it was threatening the life of the many of the people. During the COVID, they were telling that we have solution, we have cure for the everything. And under this, many of the people who must have fall under their trap and they were not taking any of the medicine, what was their case? Many of them must have been died. So such of the situation and such of the cases that is going on. Next news again on the front page is that under the Israeli bomb attack, there is the death of the 7 of the worker, member of the World Central Kitchen. This is the NGO. So you should know that 7 of these charity workers now died and it is under the Israeli attack and the target. Okay, so you should know World Central Kitchen. This is NGO at the global level. It was formed into the 2010 and its headquarters is into the Washington, that is into the USA, and it was under the Josh and Rees. It was founded by the Josh and Rees. The attack is here. The name of this place is Deir al-Bala. So Deir al-Bala, UPSC can ask the location where it's, the location is into the central of the Gaza. Okay, so please remember all this thing. Last important news is the bail, a bail that is provided to the AAP leader Sanjay Singh. He is the member of the Rajya Sabha from the AAP. Okay, so here you should know that whenever there is the no trace of the money that was coming out of this case, then the bail is given. So this already we have discussed that this PMLA, Prevention of Money Laundering Act, is very stringent. It has the very tough bail provision, and here when the case is filed, it is considered that the person against whom the case is filed, that is the main accused, and he already have considered that have done the crime. Otherwise, in the normal cases, it is considered that whenever there is the case registered, until and unless it is proven, the person, the accused, is considered as the innocent. But here, the crime is considered that already have occurred when the case is filed. And until and unless there is a clear-cut proof that you don't have any involvement, only then you get the bail. So here, there was no clear-cut support for the involvement into this bribery case that was accused, and that's why the bail was given. So here this is from this front page. Next important news that we are going to take is how does a freeze keep biscuits crisp? So this is the basic question, that how, despite we find that there is a lot of cooling and despite we keep our biscuit inside the freeze and despite they are crisp. Otherwise, if in the open packet, if there will be the biscuit, this will be moist. This is the normal thing that you have seen. What is the reason? Any of you can give the answer for this? What is the main cause for that? The main cause for that is that inside the freeze, the moisture level is very low because of the condensation. Normally what happens? What is the moisture and humidity? Humidity is like whatever the water droplet that is present in the unit area. For example, just simplify it. Just let me explain that, what it means by, okay. Normally, if you consider that this is the area into the, this is the area that is into the normal atmosphere, and these are the droplets of water into the this area. Okay, so if this is low, humidity is low, relative humidity is low. If number of the water droplets, think that there is the other condition where the water droplet is very high. Water droplet if become high, it means that, okay, water droplet become very high means relative humidity is very high. This is the situation when the water droplet is high. Normally into the atmosphere, the water droplet is 40% when the condition is normal. Okay, and whenever there is the, it is the 40%. And whenever there is the rainy days, then the relative humidity reach to the 90%. So this is the reason that in the rainy days, your biscuit become more moist. In the fridge, what happens? There is the condensation, and due to the condensation, the moisture level is very low. And that's why this biscuit remains crispy when you put it, keep it into the your fridge. This is from the this basic science information. Next important news here into the pictures, it has shown that wildlife fire that is increasing continuously, and this is the scene from the Amazon forest. Amazon forest that is in the Brazil and Argentina. This is the scene from the Argentina, and very high level of the fire point that has been found in this forest of the Amazon. Satellite image shows that near about 30,200 fire points into the Venezuela, and this is the highest level into the period since 1999. This is the condition, and it is between the January to March. Just in Jan, Feb, March, in 3 months, 30,000, not 3 or 5 or 6, 30,200 fire point. This is the level of the this wildlife fire. Okay, wildfires that is very high. So you should understand this is one of the impact of the climate change. You should be very careful about. Next important news that we are going to take is the Gaza war need a smart exit. Okay, so here this article is talking about a recent update with respect to the Gaza. What is happening till now? So into the Gaza, we have seen that already there has been the near about 32,000, 33,000 casualty due to the Israeli attack. That is the update. Recently, there is the good news that there is the resolution under the United Nations Security Council for the ceasefire, and this is the first time ceasefire that was passed into the United Nations Security Council. Why? Because the first time US didn't veto. Otherwise, into the previous resolution, whenever there was the talk, there was the any of the situation that was proceeding towards the ceasefire, US vetoed all of them. This time, US itself wary of the attack of the Israeli attack into the Gaza and the casualty. International pressure across the world is against the Israeli attack into the Gaza because of the death of the children and the women into these attacks. Okay. So due to this Israeli, after the US, it abstained from this voting, Israeli create the pressure onto the US. There was a bit rift between the US and the Israeli relation. Israel made the pressure onto the US, and after that there was some change in the position of the US. US said that this resolution is not binding on to the Israel, and that's why Israel can keep its operation into the Gaza. So, okay. The second thing is that Hamas has also changed its position. Initially, Hamas welcomed it, but the latter, Hamas said that They want a complete and permanent ceasefire, and they want the release of the hostage and their prisoners with the Israel. Okay, so the initial optimism with respect to the ceasefire that ended because there has been the continuous attack. One positive point is that Egypt and the Qatar, they are working continuously for the permanent ceasefire. Okay. And we have seen that after this resolution, there has been the attack on the Al-Sifa hospital by the Gaza to show the Israeli opposition. Here, Al-Sifa hospital was attacked by the Israel. Okay, so this is the position. Israel also targeted the Lebanon part, and we have seen in the reaction Hezbollah has started and increased its missile attack onto the Israel as well. So these are all the recent update that is going on. You should be very careful about all this thing. Okay. So what is the other position? Here we have seen that the Hezbollah that has increased its missile strike in the northern Israel. So this is the position. Let's see the map to get clarity. So Lebanon is here and Israel is here. So Israeli attack and after that Lebanon attack. We have also seen Israeli attack into the Syria and in the Damascus, that is the capital of the Syria, where Israel attacked the consulate of the Iran. So we see that Iranian can be escalate the attack and there could be the widespread of this conflict. Maybe the battle can reach to the Iranian area. This is the Iran. Already there is that is reaching here, this Jordan area, all are into the attack zone. This is the now the situation. Already the Houthi attack on the Israeli ships, US ships and the UK ships. Already whatever the ships that is passing through the Red Sea, there is the attack from the Israel, from the Houthis. So this is the Yemen. Here the Houthis base are there and it is supported by the Iran. Whenever the ship is passing through this route, whenever they come into this area, there is the attack. This is the choke point, that is the main target area from the Houthis. So this is all about from the present update that is going on. So you should be very careful about this thing. Okay. Now if we will focus on the war objective of the Israel. What Israel wanted? Israel wanted flatten the Gaza, destroy the Gaza. It destroy in such a condition living is not possible for many years, and that has been achieved by the Israel. The attack has destroyed Gaza to that level. It will take many years for the rehabilitation. Eliminate Hamas, the other objective, and retrieve all the hostages. So here there is the failure of the Israel. Elimination of the Hamas has not been possible because despite there has been the decrease and elimination of the 20% of the Hamas, but still their attacking capacity, their attack by the different weapons, missiles is still intact. Okay. The second thing is that hostages are still with the Hamas, and many of those hostages, they have been killed into this fighting. Okay. So in that case, we can see that the Israel has not been achieved its objective that it wanted. It achieved this objective, but this objective and this objective, it has yet not achieved. This is the condition. Okay. What is the condition of the Hamas objective? Okay. Besides that, the other Israeli objective was that to get the most of the leader of the Hamas. None of their topmost leaders are able to be under the clutch of Israel, or Israel has been able to eliminate. The most important leader, the Yahweh Sinwar, he is still out of the clutch of the Israel. This is the situation. Okay. So let's see what is the objective of the Hamas. Hamas wanted to say the government, the global countries and to the international community that the Palestinian state issue is not going to into the oblivion. It will remain until and unless we will achieve the Palestinian issue. It's wanted to bring the Palestinian issue at the central point. Recently we saw before the attack there was such a normalization that without Palestinian issue there could be the normalization between the Israel and the other countries of the other world, and we saw that there was such a treaty agreement that was going on between these countries of the Arab nations and the Israel. Okay, rapprochement was there between Saudi Arabia and Israel, Iran and Israel. Something was there, something was going on. It was believed that without the Palestinian issue, that has been died away. But yes, the Hamas attack has brought this into the focus area. Hamas has also objected to expose the world that this Israeli power is not that much, that is not able to be defeated, or the Israel is that much powerful that it can do anything. Hamas has shown that this is not that the scenario. Israeli military and military power can be resisted, and here they are the successful. Okay. What was the starting point of the war? This was the clear. Okay, so this was the clear from the both objective, but there was the lack of the exit of the war, and that's why we have seen that the most of the war across the world that prolonged. Take the example of the US. Despite that much powerful, but it was very difficult to get out of the war into the Iraq as well as Afghanistan. Same is visible and inevitable, that is we are witnessing into the Ukrainian and Russian war. Russia is not able to exit the war. This is the thing that we have seen across the world. Okay. What has been the impact on the Israel? The first of all, we will go to the economy. Economy has been sighted into the Israel. Near about a 20% decrease into the Israeli economy. This is the case here. Decline in almost 20%. Okay. We have seen that there has been the opposition and criticism of the Israeli Prime Minister, not only in their own country, but across the world. Okay. We have seen that despite there has been the military defeat of the Hamas by the Israel, but the Israel is not able to defeat the Hamas on the ideological position or on its other objective. Okay. So we have seen that what is the issue? The issue is that there should be a permanent ceasefire despite the Israel, if you want to create a buffer point such as the border where it has flattened the border, kilometer of the Gaza border that has been flattened. If there will be the buffer point, there is the prevention of the such attack that Israel witnessed on the 7th of the October. Okay. And the last and the permanent solution of this Israeli issue can be two-state solution. There should be the recognition of the Palestinian state even if there is the compromised sovereignty. So this should be the final solution. Okay. So if the world want to witness a peaceful future, and this is only based on the win-win situation where both sides have their own state and recognition across the world. This is all about from this news. Already we have covered so much, so you should know that what is the update and what could be the futuristic solution and futuristic point to write. Okay. Next important news that we are going to take is from this GST collection. This is given as a reform window, and here it is talking about there has been the very high collection into the GST revenue. So here we will see that there has been the increase of the 19.9% by this March, and by this we are exceeding whatever the target that we have done. Now we have reached the 97% of our aim of the GST. Means if we aimed that we will reach this 20 crore and 30 lakh by the March. So we have already reached that. Generally, we target for the whole year. So if it is for the whole year, so by the March we are reaching the 97%. It means that the April month of the collection, that will be extra amount, means more than our target. So our target was near about the 20 lakh crore, near about the 20.30 of 20 lakh 40,000 lakh crore, but we are expecting that it could reach near about 22 lakh crore, so exceeding by the 1.5 lakh crore. So here it is good news, and this March collection has been exceeding 1.78 lakh crore. This is the second highest GST collection month-wise. The first highest was into the April 2023. Okay, so this is good news. The average collection of the GST, average monthly collection, this is the 1.68 lakh crore, here it is given. And if you will multiply by the 12, you will get the average yearly. So it will come around the 20 lakh crore. Okay. This is very good news, and why this has been reached so high? The first thing that could be it was the previous demand that was being collected into the month of the March. The second thing is that there has been the curve on the tax evasion by the fake invoice. Maybe you are purchasing something that worth 40,000 and the GST on that is the 10,000. Okay, just imagine. But in invoice, you bring the price, you ask the seller to write the price 20,000 and the GST at the 3,000. It means that you are evading near about the 7,000 of the money that was that was about to be levied by the government, and you have to pay to the government. So by the bringing the stringent action and curbing this type of the evasion, we have increased our tax collection. Okay. Now this increase into the GST collection, this gives the confidence to the government that it can avoid such levies, such as we already have the levies such as the GST compensation. Okay. And it will give the opportunity for the government. It can reduce the taxes on the different essential thing. There are the many essential thing on that. The GST tax collection is the 12%. It can be reduced to the 6%. Okay. Besides that, we can also reduce the multiple tax rate. Like we have the tax rate of the 12%, 18%, 28%. All that can be simplified, and one of the average of all these things we can reach. Okay. Already we can think about the GST compensation, that is the cess. You know what is the cess? Cess is the tax on the tax. Okay, so this is the tax on the tax. Already there is a tax. On that tax there will be the other tax that is known as the cess. Okay. So cess and the surcharge, this is the other thing. Okay. What now the government can do? The government can limit its number of the taxes, GST taxes that is being imposed, and yes, if it has to increase, it should increase in the some of the injurious and harmful things such as the tobacco. Okay, so here it is given that the harmful goods such as the tobacco, where this type of the taxes can be levied, and we can rationalize for the other areas so that we can achieve the green goals and the economic growth. So this is all about from this news article. Next news article, this is from this is the Gaza war. Already we have covered in a very extensive manner. We will not go into that much detail. This is just talking about how the US reaction has been with respect to all this Gaza war. There has been the support from the unconditional support from the US continuously, despite so much criticism. And many times, even when the US was about to create the pressure, but it's withdrawn. And we have seen that the continuous sale of the military equipments from the US, and there has been approval from the Joe Biden administration for the Israeli military purchase has been continuous, and there has been the continuous approval from the US. Everyone tried to take the benefit of that adversities. And here the adversity across the world, Gaza and Palestinian, the earning for the US. This shows the unethical behavior into the international arena. So this could be one of the example whenever you have to write a ethics answer, and where you have to give example of the unethical behavior into the international arena. This is very good example from the recent updates, recent event at the global level that is going on. Okay, so please you can write all these things. There is the hunger, there is the death, there is the poverty in the Gaza, but the US is enjoying its military sale. Okay, so this is all about from this news article. Next important news that we are going to take is from this editorial itself. Again, this is the poll campaign in India must reflect the climate issue. It is talking about the now. Already we have the poll campaign because we are going for our Lok Sabha election, and already there is the heated debate upon the different issue, and this climate issue should be the part of this. Okay, so here we are connecting the polity with the environment. So this is the way UPSC asked the question. For example, in 2015, UPSC asked that how can role of NGO be strengthened in India for development works related to the protection of the environment? Discuss throwing light on the major constraint. So here the role of NGO, it is asking with respect to the environment. So how the UPSC connect the one topic with the other topic? GS paper 2 where the NGO sector is there, and GS paper 3 where the environment is the there. So GS paper 2, the topic of the GS paper 2 has been connected with the GS paper 3. This is the way, and we will see that same thing here, the poll campaign, and now it is the climate issue. The writer want to ask this. Okay, to achieve this is important. So why this article? Because there has been the release of a state of global climate report. So here the global climate report is not favorable. This is giving a very grim picture, very negative picture of the status of the climatic change. Already we have achieved near about the 1.5 degrees centigrade more temperature rise that we have to achieve by the end of this century. Okay, so here it is given that what is the condition? Already the average temperature rise is pre-industrial level is 1.45 degrees centigrade, and that we have limited it to the 1.5 degrees centigrade by the end of the century. We wanted by the 2100 that this temperature should have been reached. It is like you are going to play a match of the 100 over, and there is the goal, the target for the 100 over you have given for the 150 run, and by the 23-24 over the opposition team has made 145 runs. Means in 70, near about 76 overs, they have to just have to make the 5 runs. Already you are defeated. This is the condition in this scenario as well. Already what we wanted to achieve this 1.5 degree by the 100 years, by the 2024, we have achieved this. So here it is talking about that what are the things that we need to achieve. Already the report gives lot of other negative pictures, such as the hottest year. The 2023 was the hottest year, and it is projected that by the 2026 we will be making a regular record. It means that 2024 it is expected that it will be more hotter than the 2023. Again the new record. 2025 will be more hotter than the 2024, and 2026 will be more hotter than the 2025. Continuously we are increasing our record into the negative manner. Okay. Sea level rise globally, it is increasing. Extreme weather condition like the heat wave and heavy rainfalls, tropical cyclone, all has been become the more extreme as compared to the previously what was observed. This is the condition. Okay, and this has disrupted a lot of social activities and the other economic activities. For example, it has impacted the agriculture in a very negative manner. Okay, here it is given, and a lot of people, a lot of population, near about the 50% of the population that is dependent on the agriculture and other such activities where this global heat rise, global warming, climate change, all is going to impact. The sea level rise, all are negative impact. Okay, so it's asked for the urgent action. The way we responded to the COVID-19 over all the shutdown, over all the lockdown, such type of the urgent action is needed in the case of the climate change, because already we are going to lose out of 150 run. The opposition has made 145 run. This is the condition. Normally, as per the Paris Agreement, we decided that we will restrict the global temperature of the pre-industrial level to the 2 degree higher. Means pre-industrial level of the temperature of the global temperature was 13 degree. We wanted it to be maximum reach to the 15 degrees. Okay, so this was our aim. Paris Agreement, when it was enforced into the from the 4 November 2016. And yes, this is our main aim. We did this summit agreement into 2015, but enforced into the 4 November 2016. Please remember for the prelims. For the prelims, you have to remember this thing. You have to remember this is state of global climate report, which organization released. It is the World Meteorological Organization, and World Meteorological Organization is the specialized body under the UN. So these are the basic things you should remember, and UPSC can ask into prelims such thing. So our aim was to 2 degree, means goal. But we wanted to restrict even by the 1.5 degrees so that the negative impact can be lessened. For example, if you in 100 over, you aimed that we will make the 200 runs to win, because the pitch is very much rough, and it is not supportive for the batsmen. So you think that the 200 runs will be more than sufficient. But you think that even the 150 we can win the match. But the thing is that already 150 that opposition has reached into the very few overs. This is the game. This is the thing here. What the India want to achieve and what India have done. India want to achieve the replace the fuel, fossil fuel resources for the generating the power and other such thing, by the replacing it to the renewable energy resources and energy. Like we want to replace the coal with the other renewable sources such as the solar, could be the wind, or could be the geothermal. Okay, so here the limit to the carbon emission want to achieved by this renewable energy source, and we already have a dedicated plan. The name of this dedicated plan is the National Action Plan on the Climate Change, NAPCC, and we have the National Solar Mission. Already we are taking the different initiatives such as the International Solar Alliance and other such things, but you should remember this two things. You can write into your answer whenever you are going to write answer, that what India want to achieve and what India is doing, what are the India's plan. So this is the National Action Plan on the Climate Change, National Solar Mission, all these things you can bring. Okay. So here the WMO, this World Meteorological Organization, it want that even after doing all this thing, we are not making this effective into the reducing the global temperature. Already there is the high global temperature rise. So this is the main thing. Now we have seen that this report coincide with the Lok Sabha election. So we should utilize this report. This report should be made into the public domain. The political parties and the leaders should bring all this report to the people. They should bring this all thing in their manifesto, aim, agenda. Okay. And active citizenry is very important. People should question their leaders, their representative, that whatever you are doing, that is not sufficient, and they should question that what you promise, what is your manifesto with respect to the climate change, and they should gradually held accountable what they have achieved after 1 year, 2 years, whatever the policy you have made, whether you have implemented, if you have implemented, what is the position. Such type of the thing is known as the active citizenry. Aam Aadmi, like the common man, they are asking their representative and politician the question with respect to whatever they have promised, and they are well aware of their different rights and the climatic right, environmental right as well. You will read that this environmental rights that has been provided into the your DPSP. You will study when you will study that this directive principle of state policy. The government has the responsibility. They have the responsibility, and yes, to make the governance and the policy with respect to the clean environment. Okay, so all this thing you should be the part of our whatever the political campaign that is going to happen. Okay, parties should commit to enhance the public awareness, because all people are not aware of their climatic rights and what they want to do. This should be the proper into the both way. It should be the political parties, they should make aware of the common people. Common people, they should ask to political party to bring all this thing into the agenda. So this should be the two-way reaction. It should be from the political parties and leaders to the people, and people asking to the political party. So this will be, this could bring some of the mitigation into the impact of the global warming, and that's why we can bring some of the improvement into the global warming. Okay. India's leadership is very crucial, because we know that already we are going to be highest population into the world, and that's why whatever the action we are going to take, it is going to influence the global result, global outcomes. Already we have a very large population. And whenever for example, anything that happens into the UP that impact the all over India, because the UP has the largest population, a very 1/5 of the India's population residing into the UP. The same is the condition with the India. The global population, near about the 1/6 of the global population that are living into the India. That's why if we are doing anything, any policy that is going to impact the across the border all over the globe, because this climatic thing is not confined by the boundaries. You cannot confine your sky, or you cannot confine your forests, animals, or your mountains. The mountains, Himalaya, that is spread across the India, China, Myanmar, Pakistan, Afghanistan. This is the case. Okay. So the nature of the UPSC question is that is the different discipline they are mixing. Okay, so here we can mix that what with the state of the global climate report coinciding with the election season, analyze the role of political parties and active citizenry in raising the public awareness about the climate change and promoting the climate justice in India. Okay, so here we are interlinking the global climate report with the election season and what will be the role of the political parties and the active citizenry. Okay, so that there could be the more awareness, more climate action and justice in the India. Climatic justice, climate justice. Okay, so how you will start? You can introduce with the recent report of the WMO. Then you can bring further, you can elaborate on the different area that is facing on the climatic issue, like the sea level rise, frequent extreme events such as the heat wave and the extreme cyclones. Okay, all this you can discuss. Beside that, you can bring that how the political parties and the active citizenry can bring the positive agenda. They can bring into the manifesto, and people can ask accountability. And after that, you can conclude with the futuristic note. Yes, we are going to achieve this, and we have done some positive thing, positive result has been shown, and yes, this is going to impact the overall global status into the area of the climate change. So you can write this answer. We already have provided a model answer that will be uploaded. First you should write by yourself so that you can evaluate yourself, and after that you can match with the answer provided. This is very important. Okay, so this is all from this news article. Next important news that we are going to take is the people are losing the control over the phone. So this is into the context of the recently we have seen that how there has been the misuse of the different app and the different platform on the website and the internet. So here it is giving that the writer is talking that how there was at the initial stage there was a very less control on whatever we are searching or the web search. There was that was not that much difficult. You just have to know and manage the IP address and the domain name. Such thing that was for the managing the domain names. Okay, so it was like this IP address. What is the IP address and the domain name? This is generally a type of the address that is used into the internet. Like in the internet, there are the lakhs and crores of the computers and mobile phone, lot of devices that are connected to the internet. For the reaching or identifying a particular computer or the device, IP number is needed. For example, I am living at a unique address. If someone have to reach at my house, I have my address such as the 2 upon 20 and yes, B, block B or the block C, a particular area, name of the area. Maybe it could be the Ramesh Nagar, Kirti Nagar, it could be the Karol Bagh. After that, it is the district, and after that we write the pin code. All this thing is the address. Same is there with the your device and internet. Whenever you have to search, there is need for the IP number. IP number is into the numbers 1480289. So it is very difficult to remember the IP numbers, address of all the internet search destination. So what we use the domain name. Domain name, for example, www.amit.com. So it will give a particular address. I have to reach there. Just it is easy to remember as compared to the IP address. This is in the numbers. Okay. So you should know this is basics about what this signifies. .com or the .org or the .net. All this signifies such as the broader group. Like the .com represent the commercial nature. .organization represents some of the body. Okay, organization, and .net represent the network. Okay. So at the initial stage, there was a very less restriction, and that's why we saw that email, website, chat emerged, and it became very much informative and a place of information sharing as well as the e-commerce. Okay. But gradually we enter into the new area where the apps, this application programs came, and these applications were very much personalized, and this provided a better better experience of the people. If they have to buy something and they go to the app of the Flipkart or Amazon, there will be the much easy way. They can understand the thing much easier way as compared to the directly searching on the web. Okay, that's why the app come, but the app come with the restriction and the risk of your personal data and different other security risk that comes with this app. Despite this app, those who making this app, they claim that there is the protection. Even the giant like those providers like the Google app or the Apple app store, all they claim that they are providing the security. But the thing is that there has been the fraud, there has been the access to your personal data such as your photos, your different type of personal numbers, or your address, your day-to-day activities, all that they try to access your location. That become the accessibility. And we saw that the Google security team, they developed the sandbox called the native client in 2009, but it was not that much in the use. It was not become prevalent or the easy for consumer to use. Later, there was the development of the JavaScript as a safe language. It make it secure that whatever you are doing, that is more secure if you are using the JavaScript. Okay. But the thing is that gradually it's become very much controversial. Why? Because we saw that these app store already they are violating different personal data as well as they are accessing your location, your different information that is very personal to you. But the thing is that the thing come a bit more complicated when this big those gatekeepers such as the Google app or the Apple app store, all they started cutting down the share into the whatever the app developed and the fees that take. For example, if you have to go on to Zomato and you download the Zomato, and if you have to pay something, okay, so you pay to Zomato, but the some share, maybe 10%, 20%, 30%, they are cut by the app store itself. Google app will cut. If you are paying 100 rupees, 30 rupees will go to the Google app and 70 rupees to the Zomato. Initially, these app and businesses, they made their application, they put onto the these app store. Okay, they enjoyed because they have the accessibility of your personal data. They were enjoying easy accessibility. They were able to present themselves. Their business was growing, but gradually it was found that now they are not okay with this cut. This is known as the tax cut. This tax cut that is by the Apple and the Google, those big giant platform. Okay, so this is the opposition. So this is costing this app cut, this tax cut is costing for the businesses, those who are developing this app, as well as the consumers. Okay, and that's why now they are asking for a common app store. Even they are asking the government to make a common app store where they don't have to pay that much money. And even the such app store like the Indian app store, common for the all businesses, they can store their apps and the application out there. Okay. So this is all about for this news. This news is talking about how this web and internet search engine evolve. Gradually it turn into the app application, and after that how the app, they are accessing your private data and different other information, and gradually it has come to that extent where they are cutting a lot of money. And this was into the Indian judiciary as well. There was the case against this tax cut from this big giant, and we saw that there was a case, and it was by the Epic Game that won the lawsuit against the Apple against this tax cut. But later we found that Apple Store removed the app itself, and that's why the loss was on to this Epic Game. Okay, so this is the case that how the dominance of these big giant, now they are impacting over all this internet and web engine and web search footprints and environment. Okay, so this is all about from this news article. Let's try some of the question, solve some of the question that we have already covered. First question: consider following countries and their capital city: Lebanon, Beirut, Syria, Cairo, Jordan, Damascus, Egypt, Amman. How many of the above are correctly matched? Okay, so Lebanon, Beirut, okay, so this is correctly matched. Syria, Cairo, no, this is incorrect because the capital of Syria is Damascus. Already we saw yesterday there was the news, so Syria, it is Damascus. Jordan, it is Amman, and Egypt, it is Cairo. So that's why only one is correctly matched. So the correct answer will be only one. Next question. The capital of the Baghdad is the capital of here, it will be the capital of not Baghdad, but it is the Iraq. Is located on the bank of which river? Nile River, Tigris River, Euphrates River, and the Jordan River. Here it will be the Iraq. Okay, this is not the Baghdad is capital, so Baghdad. Okay, so it is situated on the Tigris River. So you should be clear. This is the correct answer. Which of the following is not a key objective of the goods and services service tax GST? Eliminating the cascading effect. So it is the main, yes, it is the main objective. Promoting a common national market. It is also, okay, it is also right. Increasing the compliance cost of the business and simplifying the indirect tax. Okay, so simplifying the indirect tax. Increasing the compliance. It is not the increasing the compliance, but it is the decreasing the compliance. So this is the correct. Decreasing the compliance. Decreasing the compliance. Compliance means you have to do lot of the filing and other related obligation mandate. So this is the incorrect. Question number 4. GST is best described as the direct tax, indirect tax, corporate tax and the wealth tax. We know that it is the indirect tax. It is paid by the consumer and this is not directly, this is on the products. Under the GST regime, which of the following tax have been subsumed into the GST? Value added tax, income tax, property tax, custom duty. So it is the value added tax. This was subsumed. There was the other taxes such as the services and other taxes, excise duty, all that was subsumed, but it was not the income tax, property tax or the custom duty. All they are levied still. Okay. Which type of the GST is levied on the intra-state supply of the goods and services? Intra-state supply. IGST? No. CGST? Yes. UTGST? No. SGST? 2 and 4. So it will be the only 2. Consider following countries: UK, Germany, Japan and Russia. How many of the above countries are permanent member of the United Nations Security Council? Only 1, only 2, only 3, all the 4. Here we can find the UK is the permanent member, Russia is the permanent member, Germany and Japan is not, so only 2. To pass a substantial resolution in the United Nations Security Council, how many affirmative votes are required? 5 out of 15, 7 out of 15, 9 out of 15, 11 out of 15. The correct answer is the 9 out of 15 and it is described into the Article 27, I think. That is the describing that what is the needed mandate. Question number 9. Identify the key difference between cess and a surcharge. A cess is collected by the central government, while the surcharge is collected by the state government. A cess is permanent while the surcharge is temporary. Okay. A cess has a specific purpose while the surcharge added a general revenue. A cess is applicable to all taxes while the surcharge is applicable only to high income taxes. Okay. So here this is incorrect. This will be not SS permanent while there is no permanency. There is no, yes, they are the temporary both. Cess collected by the central government, yes, it could be the surcharge also can be collected by the state central government. SS has a specific purpose while the surcharge added to the general revenue. So C will be the correct answer. Cess and surcharge are collected into which fund? Consolidated Fund of India, Contingency Fund of India, Public Account of India, National Investment Fund. So it is collected into the Consolidated Fund of India. So please remember all these things. So we have completed most of the area that is needed, that is relevant for the UPSC and the state PCS. So here we will conclude our session. Thank you for joining the session. All the best. Jai Hind.